So going back to the and connecting this, like good public policy and the roots of philosophy, is there any record of Ayn Rand having opinions on Margaret Thatcher and the way she made government?
I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think she knew much about Margaret Thatcher. And, Margaret Thatcher was, of course, a mixed case, as great as she was in the context of the politicians we've had over the last 100 years. I mean, I wish we had another Margaret Thatcher today. She was a very mixed case, and she wasn't completely principled. And she was on that slippery slope, and partially I think that's because her main guidance came from Hayek and not for something even more principled than that. She did amazing things. I think she's a heroine in the context of politics, but she didn't go as far as I think we would have liked her to go, particularly in articulating the philosophical case for what she was doing. And so what happened in England and what happened in the United States is you get a swing to more freedom, and then for a while there's a certain momentum with that politically, but then everything is swinging backwards. Because you didn't lay the philosophical foundations, you didn't lay even the political foundations for that swing to continue towards more and more freedom.
And in some ways you end up giving good ideas a bad name when under the name of the good ideas you have these half-hearted semi-measures, and then everybody thinks, see, we've been there, done that, tried that, doesn't work.
But how far can you go when you're in politics? Because I recently wrote a book and I inspired myself in both Ayn Rand's Conservatism and Obituary, which is included in Capitalism, the Unknown Ideal, and how she blames also conservatives, for the stagnation of the good ideas.
Yeah.
And then I read Margaret Thatcher and how she said, okay, I knew that the socialists were my enemies every time that I put down a union, but the treason came from my conservative party. Those were the ones that were always wanting to compromise. And every time I went too far, they were like, no, you're coming back. And in fact, if it were not for the Falkland Islands, that crisis that she
would have
managed,
lost the election.
that she would have been removed by the party. So where do we make it work, like not betraying the principles, but actually getting into office? Because if you go too much to the extreme, you get out, not by your enemies, by your own peers, unless you have the absolute power of becoming a dictator or saying
But you know what Mises says about what Mises said about becoming a dictator. So Mises was asked once, what would be the first thing, you could do anything, you're dictator of the world, you can do anything you want, what would be the first thing you did?
In my case?
No, what do you think Mises would say?
I don't know.
Resign.
Resign.
He said you can't force people to be free.
Right.
You can't impose freedom on people. The whole idea of a dictator is a negation of the idea of freedom.
Right.
So no, I wouldn't sanction the idea of a dictator by staying a dictator.
So Pinochet, for example.
Well, yeah, I mean, Pinochet killed a lot of people. He's a bad guy. I mean, we have to balance the good with what he actually did.
Yeah.
So no Pinochet, and this is the challenge, right? And this is why it's a little depressing. But you're not going to really achieve much success in politics